The Caro-Kann. Likely, it's your favorite YouTuber's favorite opening. But that's not me. I'm just not that guy. The Caro-Kann was the bane of my existence as a kid, and now it's my favorite opening on the planet to face. And if I ever go to space, it'll still be my favorite opening to face. So we get e4 c6, the Caro-Kann. What is the point of today's video? The point of today's video is to bring back bullying. Not against people, but against openings. Specifically the Caro-Kann. And maybe people who play that opening. I don't know. Let's get into it. d4, we get d5. This is going to be my game, Balkan Dad Chess 2025. I beat an FM. I think that stands for Fun Master. And I'm going to show you a novelty that I played. And I've beaten many GMs with it. So stick around. This might make people reconsider playing the Caro-Kann and might make them switch to the better Caro-Kann, aka the French. So d takes e4. Why did I put my knight on d2? I like these Tarrasch systems because on the off chance that they don't take the pawn, say they go e6, you never need to worry about knight c3, bishop b4 getting pins because you have this pawn that is able to go to c3. Tarrasch was a good guy at chess. I didn't know him personally. We got knight takes e4, knight f6. The fun line is bishop f5. The line that everybody and their mom plays is knight f6. So we get the line that everybody and their mom plays, knight f6. But I can talk about bishop f5 for days. If you want a video, let me know. Knight f6 takes, doubling their pawns. Now you want the bishop to go to d3, but you don't want to lose the d4 pawn. There is no discovered check because of this pawn on c6. Had it been on c7, boop, bop, failed arrow drawn, queen 1 though. But the pawn is on c6. So you must go c3. This allows for bishop to d3, and it allows for queen c2. It created some space. We get this nice battery on this pawn on h7, threatening check. And here, typically, they throw in rook e8 check. Don't really go bishop e3 because then you could get messed up with this pin, potentially, in the middle game. Go knight e2. It's safer. It's cool, calm, collected. It's everything you want to be in life. Now is the crossroads of every Caro-Kann player. Are they going to go for the old line, g6, where you just hammer away on the flank with h4, h5? Are they going to go for a calmer game, h6? Are they going to know that computers figured out that h5 was the best move? A wacky move. It deters white from castling kingside, even though that's the main move. And basically the point is this knight is going to f8. That's every Caro-Kann player's dream. They read books about knight on f8, no mate. So they always play knight on f8 because no mate. So this knight on f8 replaces the pawn on h7, the dealings of any attacks on the king side. So they feel quite safe playing h5. I still like to castle queenside because I like when the kings are beefing on opposite ends, right? When one attack asides, the other attack asides. That was not English. But it's okay. You understood what I was saying. So we get knight to d7, and here's the novelty. In this position, everybody plays c4, even though we're barely in theory. King b1, all that calm stuff. But we don't go calm right now. We go aggressive. Knight to g3. We pose a problem, ask a question, because people don't like that. They don't like being confronted. I'm a very confrontational person. I love confrontation. What could I say? Now, I've played this against so many people, and they never respond right. What everybody does is they push the pawn. Logical. But actually, they should give up the pawn, believe it or not. It just wants them to go knight on f8 and give up the pawn. And white's not even supposed to take it. I'm going to need to study that. I'm actually going to do that right after this video and figure out why. It's still roughly equal, but it's pretty amazing that they just chuck the pawn. But okay, we got h4 because we are human and we like holding on to pawns. And now knight f5. And I love this. It's even better when they go bishop e6, right? Some people keep their bishop on c8 and route over. Here it's like they're losing a tempo because they snap off the knight. Are they going to go bishop f8 and lose the pawn? Doubtful. So they snap off the knight, and now you have the bishop pair. Let me tell you something about Caro-Kann players. They don't like losing their bishop pair. They like those snipers, especially that light squared one aiming at a2. But now they don't have it. We get knight to f8, and that's the funny thing. When you don't play theory, chess is a system of moving parts. Every little part changes what you should play, but they read so many books about this knight rotation, and they just do it even when it is not best. Now you're going to ask questions to the flank pawn. And it's not so easy to play this for black. What are they going to do? Are they going to push? Are they going to get taken? Are they going to take and give you the open H file? I don't know. Let's find out. Pawn to G6. This is where the game gets interesting. So let's put on our shades. You know, I almost didn't make a video today. Ali Idemu Terutanu. Got a pump going. And then I was like, let's make a video. So here we are. Are we going to save this bishop? Are we going to move this bishop? Well, we can, and it would be best, but we don't care about best. We care about winning. So we take. That didn't even make sense. And as you could see, the computer doesn't love it. It's chastising me. But, you know, computer chastises you. You chastise computer. People chastise you. You chastise people. Sometimes, if they deserve it, which many do. So what are they going to do? Is it going to be minus 0.6 when they take the pawn and have triple isolated pawns? Have you ever heard that before? Have you heard triple isolated pawns? I'm okay with my opponent having that. See, I would take here. Now they have double isolated pawns. And I would argue that a lot of people here would go knight to g6 and they would just lose the game. So I guess they would need to go something like king h8 and then you move your rook over and then knight h7. But I'm still quite happy with this as white, especially in a blitz game. Very hard to play. Also, I'm not so sure many people would play like this unless grandmasters would play like that. But this guy wasn't. He was a fun master, FM. So it was a fun game. So after this, he did not take back. He bought the bluff. And that's all you need your opponent to do. He goes queen a5. He's like, you attack my king, I'm going to attack your king. I'm also sneakily going to attack your bishop. I was like, oh, how did I miss my bishop under attack? Just kidding. The g-pawn is pinned, so he cannot win my bishop, thankfully. So after rook d to g1, we get the move queen takes a2. Not so scary. I've looked at many positions where king d2 and you're just fine. Also, they don't have a light squared bishop to go bishop to b3. I'm so far ahead of the tempo here that I feel super calm, super good. So pawn to h5. Also, regarding the probable thumbnail of this video, if you guys ever catch me making a face like that, myself, in a thumbnail, please unfollow, unsubscribe. But before you do that, write a mean comment towards me because I deserve it. I will never do that. Well, I'm not going to say that. I hope I never do that. Please chastise me if I do that because that's just the things people do for clicks. Pawn to g5. Defending everything. Now, they say double isolated pawns are bad. But are they? Some people say these are double isolated pawns. I like to say they're two future queens. Please allow Malays to walk through. Just kidding. I don't condone polygamy. I think it's quite gross. It's a fallen world. It was just a joke. Doubled H pawns. It's okay. His G pawn is pinned. We get rook takes e3. A lot of pressure. He's like, let me get rid of some of this pressure. I was like, okay, sure, I'll take your rook. Bishop to e7. Now everything is defended. And queen e4. I quite like this move because it makes him pin himself, right? Some people think this is a discovered attack on the queen. I would argue you had to walk yourself into a pin because the rook isn't defended. And I think I would win that argument. I'm not going to lie. So, pawn to h6. Point is, you want to go pawn h7, king h8, take the pawn on g5, take back, and give a spite check. I'm glad I'm recording today. I feel pumped. I hope I'm not coming off cocky. I hope this is confident. I've been told there's a difference. But this is just me after the gym. So, should I record videos before the gym or after the gym? That is the golden question. So, let's go. Bishop to a3. Oh my goodness. Am I getting checkmated? Did I just blunder? No, do not see ghosts. I spent a few seconds. But I was like, Lazare, Aide, Shayato, what is that? Take the rook. So I took the rook. He took the pawn, but there is no checkmate. We get bishop to a3. Look at this move. Pawn h7. I was so happy. I was like, oh my goodness. If he goes king h8, I'm going to snatch that pawn. Point is, if takes, check, and mate. And so what is the other option? King to g7. How do you win this? Deflection tactic. Make a queen. They take. Do not take that guy because it's a long board and bishops move backwards. That would be a tragic way to go, right? So take the pawn. Give a check. Boom. I love this checkmate. Take another pawn. Give a double check. Count it 1, 2. King takes. Find the mate. Queen to e5. So a beautiful Caro-Kann game, might I say. Knight to g3. Kind of a novelty. Are we going to call it the Balkan Dad? Are you guys going to check the database? I did. Wasn't in it. So please do. Thank you guys as always for watching. Let me take these shades off because it's good to make eye contact. You know, people that don't make eye contact bother me. That's a story for another day. But thank you guys for watching. Have a great day. Peace. Boom.